Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with the Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3 episode number 11 reaction. So the previous episode, it was the beginning of a new arc, and this time it's related to Itsuki, obviously the final hero who's left for us to recruit. So the whole situation is basically Itsuki is being tricked by, like, who else? Malty. I kind of like mix the two names up sometimes. Is being tricked by her, and also his former party members are also joining up with her to trick him. So he, like, obviously, like, Malty somehow like convinced him that she's the one at the right, everyone else is wrong, just like like how she emotionally manipulated all the other heroes as well. And yeah, this time, like Malty has said that she's doing this to save some kids or something like that, and so he's basically earning money for them, which they're just taking and keeping it for herself. So Naofumi comes in with Rishia trying to stop him, and now he's mad at us, and now Rishia has challenged him to a 1 versus 1 duo. And yeah, let's see what happens today. So this is episode number 11, the penultimate episode of this season. Let's see what happens. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles on the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Right. Bruh. The delusion. Yeah. Yeah, keep dreaming. Yeah. Yeah, where's your people cheering for you? Is there nobody there? You know? God damn. Yeah. You are all are my enemies. Yeah, you're trying to trick me. Malty is the only one who's correct. Oh God. Yep, the curse. Yeah, you're pointing at the. Are you stupid? What is wrong with this guy? Yeah, you're trying to attack some people. Okay. What an idiot. Imagine being this delusional. Like, just imagine. But you know what? I guess. Like, I was like, how can people like this exist? But then I remember the social media and I'm like, yeah, people like this exist. Exactly. Oh God. Oh boy. Hmm. Now that I'm thinking about it, all the three heroes, they're literally people who you can find in social media. I'm just thinking about it now. Itsuki's delusional, Motoyasu is an idiot, and Ren is just like or was just someone who couldn't accept like response, like like accept one's responsibility and try to shove it aside. Every single like people, you can find them in social media. That's hilarious. The three heroes are literally the embodiment of social media. People, the type of people you can find in them. Okay, Risha, you need to whack him 2 times. Oh my god. At this point, I feel like I'm just so tired of listening to the same crap that these heroes speak. Yeah. I want to smack him in the head. How? A mother came to me. What? Who? Are you stupid? Why don't you do it then? You're also a hero. Bro, go home and just. Yep. Yeah, this guy is just. Every single. How could. Like some aggravating characters this show has. Okay, Risha, please attack him. What are you doing? Stop him. This is supposed to be your battle. Yeah, Justice Bow? Bruh. Risha, no! Use your sword. Oh my god. Yeah. Ugh. You know what? At this point. Wait, what the? Hey, yo, you just killed the referee. No. Okay, you know what? At this point, I feel like we should all gang up on him and just beat him up. Oh, wait, is that what this bow does? Oh, that's what this bow does. That is why he's so. Oh my god. Yo, Melty. Or Malty, wait, that's her name, isn't it? Yeah, in a sense. Holy power. Yeah, okay. Oh my god. Yeah, seems familiar. Yeah. At this point, just beat him up, everyone. Like, everyone just gang up on him and beat him up. Oh lord. Okay, Risha, come on, please. Like, you know what? Just stop him. Nani? Yeah, but Iski's justice was completely like one-sided. Like the thing is, he never was actually the person that Risha envisioned. But even though he wasn't, even though he was just role playing, He did help her, if you think about it. What a stupid name for a special attack. Shining Arrow, bruh. Get better naming sense. What the hell is that? Oh, how can someone be stronger than me? Me, who is the embodiment of justice? Ah! Oh boy. Whack it. Yep. Yes, another one. Yeah. My justice. Yeah, just. Yeah, yeah. Come on, do it, do it. Just break his bow or something like that. I don't know. Oh, great. What the hell? Wait, what? What is this, bruh? Hmm. Yep, I knew it. I said this. Like he's probably pride. Oh, she's going to be like stuck to the. Oh, okay, that's an interesting ability. What the hell is that? Boo. Um. Oh, it's oh my god! It's like Iron Maiden. Ah. Come on, break it. Yeah, nice. Ah, did you do something? Just end him. Just end him. This guy's annoying actually. Oh, nobody cares, dude. Yeah, you being like, I don't care if he has a sad backstory. I literally don't care. He's being so annoying that it actually like I really don't care. He can have some crazy sad backstory. I literally don't care. Just like they made him so unlikable that I cannot. There's no like way of gaining any type of sympathy for a piece of garbage like him. Like you might say that, oh, he has been taken advantage of, but there should be a limit to everything. Like he's been doing this from the first episode, and he's continuing this. It's actually annoying at this point. What the? Wait. Oh, another sword. Okay. Wait, what? You're so she's gonna fight with a broken sword? Damn, his wings turned into like. We can punch. I can punch you. You see these hands? Oh, oh my god! Please. Ah. Oh damn, that's interesting. That's an interesting statement. He's a brat. What the hell was that? Wait, what? Oh, he broke the slave crest. Wait, what? No, wait, what happened? A bright key flew from within the evil key to. Oh, wait, what? What the hell? Is that a boomerang? Oh, wow. Damn, even his boss like, dude, you're you're delusional. I don't want to stay. Shut up. Even his boss was like, bro, I don't want to do anything with this. Wait, so Risha got the. Okay, that's interesting. That's a boomerang. Oh, it's gonna come back to her. Yeah, it's a boomerang. Oh, damn. Bro. Nice. Break the bow. I feel like that's going to like help out. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nice. Right. That takes care of that. Oh, my justice! It flew away. Hmm. Oh boy. Hmm. With your power? What? Wait, oh, this obviously his version of Earth was a different one, wasn't it? Wait, so his version of the world had superpowers in it? What's happening? Interesting. Kawak level E. Ooh, damn. The bottom class. Okay, interesting. This version of the world has like superpowers. Okay, here's the thing. I assumed that he was bullied. So he wasn't bullied? Wait a minute. Like, I actually assumed that he was like a person who was bullied in this world or something. Also, oh my god, this makes it even worse. I'll talk about this later. This makes it even worse. Oh my god, all these characters are so unlikable. Who was that? Oh, yeah, Malty? You think so? Yeah, you know what? I feel like he should go and Malty would like kick him out or something. That'll be eye-opening for him. Bro, Malty doesn't care. She's probably partying with your money or something. Okay, I have something to talk about. In the discussion section, I'm going to talk about a few things. Like, these characters are actually, like, I thought he would have some kind of a backstory, like he was bullied or something. Nope, nothing. He's just a brat. That's it. Like, the thing about him was, like, he was, like, just. He was never, like. Wait, did they all leave with his money? Oh my god. That's hilarious. Same way. Every time. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, letter. What's written here? Uh, yeah, if you live. Shut up. Oh my god, what present? It's probably something. Death Notes, wow. Bro, what in the. Bro, stop throwing tantrums. You're not a little kid. You're a grown ass man. Like, this is why you need to be disciplined when you're a kid. This is the reason. Otherwise, you become like this, like bratty, like a little brat. Like I genuinely thought he was bullied or something. You know, no such thing. He was just a delusional kid. Bro, like it's just I don't know, like I feel like they could have done something better with the heroes. Like the heroes are literally unlikable, all of them, especially Itsuki. I can kind of understand Motoyasu because he was actually dumb. I guess that's a reason, kind of. If you're dumb, some stuff happens like that. Ren, I'm not happy with Ren's backstory as well, but I can understand. Itsuki's backstory makes no literal sense. I feel like they tried to make us sympathetic towards him, but at the end of the day, he just he just was delusional. That's it. I cannot believe that's all there is to his backstory. Like I'm just thinking about everything that Naofumi went through in season one, and like these heroes, literal kids throwing tantrums now. If they went through what Naofumi went through, where would they be? I'm just thinking about it. It's just it's so unfair in my opinion. Like what Naofumi went through and what these are going through. Like that. This is it. That's it. I actually thought he would have a sad backstory or something. No, nothing. It's nothing. Okay. Yep, we got all our party members, I guess. Right. I cannot feel sympathetic towards him. I could feel a little bit sympathy towards Ren and not him. I'm sorry, man. Like, seriously. Nah, man. I just cannot. Like, I can understand Motoyasu. Ren, I can also understand. Like I said, Ren's situation, it's understandable. He was tricked by those villagers. And he, like, believed it. So it's still, like, digestible. Like, Ren's situation is still digestible. I can understand. Motoyasu is just stupid, so I just exclude him from everything. Like, being stupid is going to make you like that. So I guess that serves as an excuse. But Itsuki's backstory, I'm not really happy with it, man. Like I genuinely thought he like what I thought. I thought that he probably was so much like, oh, justice, justice, that in his real world people bullied him. That's what I thought. And he people bullied him, and that's why he, like, after coming here, after gaining power, he was like, oh, I'm not going to be like them. I'm going to be a real power, like, like a real source of justice. And he went so much towards his justice that he started walking in a completely, like, different path, a messed up path, and that is why he is in this situation. That's what I thought. I thought, like, that is why he's probably obsessed with so much about justice. And because he was bullied in the real world. That is what I thought. And if that was the backstory, I could still understand. Like I said, like, stuff like that makes your, like, sense of value a little bit, like, like, skewered. If you have been bullied and everything, it's understandable. Here what we see in the backstory, that's it. What we see in the backstory is literally like he was just, he had this whole thing in his head about being the source of justice or whatever the hell. And when he saw that he's not getting the result, and he like was like in class E or whatever, he became like this. you know that's literally what, like, I don't know, like this is literally just what a little brat would do. Because, oh, like, the world is not going like I envision it to be going. I'm mad, and, like, getting angry at the world for no literal reason, bro. Like, that is, like, at the end of the day, that is his backstory basically. I don't know if the anime skipped some stuff or not, I'm not really sure. But from what I'm watching, like, this in this episode, from what I'm watching, his backstory is literally that he was obsessive about justice because his grandma said that, oh, like, try to help people and all that, which is obviously a very nice thing to say, like, and, like, everyone should do so. And he, like, that had that in his head, and he was just someone who was better than everybody from the beginning, and everyone, like, praised him and just lavished him with praises, and he was like, yeah, I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen force of justice or whatever. And then, like, he was just a frog in the well. And then he went out into the real world in reality, and, like, after that whole thing where he was, like, in class E, he was like, what the hell? I'm not the chosen one? And that's literally his story. His story is literally a story of a little kid who didn't know his limits, who tried to reach too high, and when they failed in getting the result, he started throwing tantrums. That is literally what his story is. Just try to think about it. Ren's story is a lot better than this, in my opinion. Ren's story was just like, Ren's story was like, it's understandable because, like, the thing that he did, the wrong thing that he did was go and attack the dragon, and, like, that whole dragon thing that happened. But there's a reason behind it. Those villagers tricked him. Into doing that. He didn't know anything, like, any wiser. The villagers tricked him to get the treasure, and, after he messed up, he started, like throwing blame on everyone else because he didn't want to take responsibility for it. And, like, Malty comes in and twists that into even more and, like, ruins the situation even more. It's understandable because the villagers were source of the problem behind it. Like, yeah, Ren was at fault, but you can say that there was another thing behind the whole situation in Ren, that is those villagers. They literally worsened the situation, making the situation even worse and just completely, like, like, messing with Ren's brain. That's what happened. And then Malty comes in and, like, magnifies the whole situation even more. So I can understand Ren's situation. I'm also not happy about the Ren's whole situation as well, but it's still understandable. He didn't know any better. He came here and there's some people, like hired him for a job, and they were like, oh, kill this dragon, and he just went and did that. And that's why all this happened and all of this stuff happened. Understandable. And then the spirit tortoise situation as well, like, his party members died, and he was like, I don't want to take responsibility for this, went in full denial. Understandable. Understandable. Motoyasu is playing stupid. I think that's enough reason to like, just justify his actions at least a little bit. Like, no, I'm not justifying his actions, but at least a little bit I can kind of be like, all right, you know what, he's just a dumb, like, idiot. Like, he doesn't know any better. Stuff that he does, like, people manipulates him. So yeah, understandable at least a little bit. Itsuki, what is his story? His story is literally, he's someone who had, like, who was, like, just, like, who was, like, the king of his small little area. There's a small little area he was in, and he was the king in that. Everyone praised him from when he was a kid. Everyone was like, damn, you're the chosen one. And he's like, yeah, I am the chosen one. And then he goes out from that little group into the real world, and the real world is vast, and he realizes he's at the bottom of the barrel, and he goes in full denial, completely throwing tantrums. That is literally what his story is. I'm sorry, but I cannot feel sympathy for Itsuki at all. And this is the reason why he came here, and, like, he did all of these things, gets manipulated by Malty, acts like a stupid idiot. Like, he's just a brat, a little brat. There's no redeeming thing, nothing that can redeem, like, his whole situation. There's nothing in his backstory that might have been able to redeem this. There's nothing like that. I'm sorry to say, but Itsuki is still the worst of the bunch. You know, like I've always said this, I hated Itsuki from the bottom of my heart. You know, his attitude always rubbed me the wrong way. You know, Ren was annoying, but his attitude didn't really rub me the wrong way. You know, and Motos is just plain stupid. But Itsuki genuinely angered me. And after getting to see his backstory and realizing there's literally nothing, you know, like all that his backstory said was that he's just a kid who had this grand dreams, and when the dreams weren't able to be realized, he started throwing tantrums. That is literally what his backstory translates to. I cannot feel sympathy listening to that. And after seeing yeah, he might have had good intentions, like you know, like when he came here and did all of this, he might have had good intentions, but that doesn't, like you know, that doesn't make the situation any better. You know, he might have had good intentions, but the things that he did brought the worst out of everything. It did so many bad things. You know, the result was bad. I don't care about what his intentions were. Like that's just what it is. He threw Rishia out for literally no reason, and then he just gets manipulated by Malty and does all of this just because Malty just, you know, like Malty was like, oh, you're the best. That's it. That's all that was needed. You know, like it's actually so. Yeah, out of all of the like heroes, each kid's backstory or whatever, the justification behind his actions was the worst. It was nothing. I don't think he was I actually thought he was bullied or something. No, he wasn't. You know, there was a part of me that maybe thought that maybe his parents had like high expectations of him, and they like kind of like, you know, put the burden on him or something, and that is why he's like this. Nothing like that as well. There was a part though we get to see his mother crying, but like obviously, like you know, he didn't blame him or anything, did he? Did she? Like you know, you can see that the fact that he wasn't able to get into the higher classes, like I doubt she cried in front of him. You know, when he probably, but he was like seeing the whole situation. Like she was crying, not like, you know, showing, because obviously she's a mother. You know, like she must have had grand dreams for her child as well, but her child wasn't able to go into like, you know, like A or B class, became E. That's why she obviously was sad as well, and she tried to make sure that Itsuki doesn't see that and was crying in secret. You know, so it wasn't as if his parents had high expectations or any of that nonsense as well. There's nothing like that as well. He wasn't bullied, nobody like, you know, like pressured him into something, nothing. He himself had high expectations of him, and when they got crushed, he just became like this. He started throwing tantrums, and this is what happened. I don't know. I feel like that's like, this is the weakest backstory I've heard ever. And like the way they tried to, I don't know. I don't know if they tried to justify his actions or not. But even if this was like, at least like, you know, the backstory was a little attempt to justify his situation, I'm sorry, but I feel even more angry after listening to this backstory. I literally feel more angry. You know, usually backstories kind of make you realize or understand the characters a little bit, and you know, like kind of sympathize with them. It literally did the opposite to me. I'm even more like mad at this whole situation, because he literally just, he was the reason why all of this happened, and it was like it wasn't any external factor that made him like this. He was the problem. He was just a brat, and that's it. That is all. And the fact, and this is also another thing that annoys me, you know, like the list of things that Ranafumi had to go through when he came here, you know, and you know, like so many things he went through, and then like, you know, like and then like now he's at least in a better situation. You know, all that he went through compared to Itsuki's story is literal, like just like, what can I say? It's like heaven and hell difference. You know, I cannot believe that. Like it's just, I don't know, man. But you know what? Like maybe I'm being petty here, but like I'm getting angry at the fact that Nafumi had to go through all of that, and Itsuki is just a little brat, just in his like delusion, like role playing like an idiot, you know, making complete messes out of everything and making problems for everyone, and everyone wanted to collectively save him. Like what a nice story. Just listen, like just look at this story. You know, like Itsuki was a complete like unlikable character, and everyone, Rishia, the heroes and everyone, you know, they joined together to like save him from this evil, like, you know, like girl that is Malty, and brought him out of her clutches. You know, that is what happened. Compare this to Naofumi's situation. He literally had nothing. You know, he was thrown out. He had to like get like Raftalia for whatever, like, you know, like for, so that he could trust someone, because she was like, you know, like she had the slave crest and all that. Like, that's how bad his situation was. He trusted nobody after the betrayal. He was thrown out with nothing, literally nothing, you know, and he had to build everything up from the scratch to the place where he is now. You know, little by little, gaining more respect, gaining more, like, you know, like, you know, like, gaining everything little by little, you know, and proving his, like, you know, like, authenticity, like proving everyone wrong, you know, and getting his justice finally. And now he's here. While this pampered little brat, he, in his own delusions, comes here, you know, makes a mess out of everything, and every single person here decides to help him, bring him out of that situation, and like literally everyone is coddling him. I'm, like I said, I feel like I'm being petty here, but I feel like I'm justified in being petty in this situation. I'm just comparing Naofumi's situations to Itsuki. You know, Itsuki literally went through nothing, you know, and like more so, we helped him get out of his situation, while Naofumi had to literally do everything on his own. From scratch, he had to build everything up. Just compare these two situations, you know. Yeah, at this point, I'm actually being petty. I'm just comparing these two, and I'm just being petty at the fact that, like, Itsuki had to literally go through nothing, literally nothing. Even his backstory is okay. There wasn't any bullying, there wasn't anything, any like pressure or anything. He had a nice backstory. He had a peaceful, calm backstory, you know. And still he's like this. You know, he throws a tantrum and everyone just saves him from that and from going in the wrong path. While Naofumi had to go through all of this. I'm actually comparing, and I'm actually being petty at this point. But you know, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm allowed to be a little bit petty because of what Naofumi went through up through these 2-3 seasons, and he's still having to go through all of this, all these nonsense he has to go through. You know, that's literally what is happening here. I cannot. Yeah, like all the other heroes, I can understand. Itsuki, I'm sorry, I don't. Like, if you have any better explanation about this, because, you know, like, this is how I see this. You know, if there's any other better explanation to justify his Itsuki situation, please, like, you know, let me know in the comments. Because I don't see any way that this whole situation can be redeemed. I cannot find anything that could redeem this situation. He was unlikable before, and now after knowing his backstory and realizing that he was just like this from the beginning, it made him even more unlikable, in my opinion. I don't know. Like I said, if you have any better way of explaining this, maybe, you know, which can at least justify his situation a little bit, if you have anything like that, let me know. Because, like, after seeing this episode, I'm even more angry at him. Like, I cannot. He made so much trouble for everyone, literally for nothing. Just because he was a delusional kid, and his delusions was just the reason. Like, not delusion, I would say, but his false sense of justice or whatever, you know, like his entitlement. Yeah, that's the like word I'm trying to look for. Entitlement. His entitlement literally made so much trouble for everyone, you know. And his backstory did nothing to help. His backstory made him even more entitled, you know, like establish him as even a more of an entitled brat. And that's all. So, you know, if you have a better way of explaining this, maybe I'm missing something, maybe I'm missing some point here, you know. But, you know, like, at least if you have like any other better way to make me understand his situation, or, you know, like, at least justify his actions a little bit, that will make me think like, all right, you know what, this happened, I can kind of understand. Kind of like Ren, you know, I can understand Ren's situation. I'm like, okay, Ren's situation, those villagers tricked him, understandable. Motoyasu's situation, he's an idiot, you know, understandable. Itsuki, I'm not finding that. I'm not finding that thing which will make me look at it and be like, oh, this happened to him? Okay, it's understandable. I'm not finding that. So if you can let me, like, you know, like, if you have any better way of maybe like justifying his situation, you can do so in the comment section, because I don't know. I feel like they tried to like just like how they did to all the other heroes, tried to justify his situation. But after watching this episode, I'm not convinced at all. So that's why I'm thinking maybe I'm not understanding something. Maybe there's something that, you know what, whatever. Anyways, so okay, there you go. So that was this episode. And yeah, like if all the heroes are with us now, so we're ready at least. I don't know what they're going to do in the final episode. Let's see. Okay, so that was this episode. I'm going to talk about this episode scene by scene. What should I even talk about? This whole episode was just Itsuki yammering about his sense of justice or whatever, and just, like being plain annoying. So the first part of the episode is Itsuki keeps yammering about how they are at the wrong, how Malty is at the right, how Malty saved him, and how, like Naofumi and everyone are evil. That's literally what he says. And while saying this, he literally, like, just aims his arrow towards innocent people, that is towards them. By talking about justice, he does one of the most unjustifiable thing ever. Great. Yeah. And not only that, he even shoots. Towards them. And now from also whacks it away. Risha, I was like, come on, Risha, like you cannot go through his thick skull. You need to whack his thick skull a few times, otherwise things will not enter in his head. And yeah, like that's literally what happened. Like, she kept trying to explain the situation to him. He doesn't care. He just shoved her away, and he's like, oh, like, like, how dare you, you guys over there. Like, his situation was like he didn't even look at Risha. He was just like so much in his, like, like delusion, so much. He was so much like entitled that in front of him, Risha wasn't even a human being worth looking at. He was like, she's weak. I don't care. Like these are the reasons. Like, like he's such an unlikable character. I cannot believe. Like just imagine, like, him lamenting about how he's not the chosen one, and then him literally doing the same thing that he is being subjected to others. He's literally not even looking at Risha. Like, if you want respect from others, if you want to be a decent human being, you should start by trying to, like, respect others. If you want to respect yourself, you should respect others. If you want others to look at you as a human being, if you want others to acknowledge you, you should acknowledge others as well. That is how it goes. He is such an ass. He's such an ass that he doesn't understand that. He's so entitled, he's so bratty that he doesn't understand that. Like, I'm actually more pissed at him now after watching this episode. Like, imagine, like, this aggravated me. Like, not only in this episode, we've been seeing this from the beginning. After saving Risha, the way he treated her, like, acting as if she doesn't exist. Like, just imagine how insulting that is. You're literally trying to talk to someone, and that other person literally doesn't look at you because he thinks you're worthless. Just imagine that scenario. Just like try to be in the shoes of Risha. Imagine trying to help someone, and that person, that entitled little piece of crap, that person, he doesn't even acknowledge you. Like, who am I trying to help here? A person like you, who's so entitled that he's completely, like, just doesn't even look at me. Just imagine that scenario. Like, Risha is way more kind-hearted than, like, like, if this was someone else, if this was like someone like me, I wouldn't have cared. If someone treated me like this when I'm trying to help you, and you act like this, like a little piece of crap, you think I'm going to give two craps about you? No, I won't. Risha's trying to help him, and he literally doesn't even acknowledge her. Imagine how insulting that is. I cannot, like, it's just so aggravating. His attitude, his, like, whole thing is so wrong. It's just so bad. I cannot believe, like, and someone like him, everyone's trying to help. These type of people, like, I don't know, like, like, they don't deserve anything. Like, they don't deserve anything, people like this. It's just so, like, anyways, I feel like I'm getting a bit too salty now at this point. But, like, everything that he does just aggravates me. And yeah, he just completely ignores Risha, doesn't even care. Even when Risha's like, And then there that part as well, when he was like, she was like, oh, I'm going to fight you, and he's like, oh, it's you, Risha, so it'll be an easy fight, haha. uh, yeah, that. When Risha's trying to stop him, he's not even caring. He just like, shoves her away like this. Bro, what the hell? Such entitlement. Yeah, he's literally pride. As Naofumi says, he's pride. Like that's his sin, you know. And he shoots them to, like, the arrow towards them, and you can see that one of the arrows hits the referee, and the referee completely changed into like that. So we realize what his bow's power is literally like whoever is going to hit is going to brainwash them or something like that, I guess. So, you know and then Nafum is like, oh, take the girl, like, the kids away, tells Sadina to do that, because obviously they're going to get hurt otherwise. So after that, Risha again comes and tries to, like, go through to him, tries to tell him that, this is wrong, this is that, you helped me, you're not the same Itsuki you were. And this is another thing I have a big problem with, like the fact that, like, I don't think, like the whole sense of justice of Itsuki was such a selfish type of sense of justice, you know, is that, like, he did all that for himself to justify himself. His sense of justice is just finding acknowledgement for himself. That's what he does, Like, he helps people because he knows that is something that will make him more like a hero of justice. That is the reason he helps people. Such such a, like, such a weird reason for helping someone, you know and the fact that he did it, he saved Risha literally for that. I'm 100% sure about it. you know he did that just so that he can be like a, say, hero of justice or whatever. And, like, Risha brings that up, and Risha's like, oh, you're not that, it's Kisama. No, Risha, he's still that. And that is the big problem here. Like he was before, he's still that, like that now. His sense of justice have been completely skewered from the beginning, and it still is. He wasn't someone good in the beginning. Yeah, what he did ultimately helped her out, helped Rishi out. In that sense, if you look at that, I can understand that. You can say that, yeah, even though his reason for helping her out was selfish, it still helped her out at the end of the day. And I completely agree with that. And that is why I'm saying, like, at least because of that, I can understand, that, like, yeah, like, like, even though you were like that before, you still ended up helping me, and like, I was helped. I was saved because of that. So if in that way, if you look at it, yeah, understandable. His reasoning was bad, but at least what he did brought a good result. I can understand that. But the fact that Risha is saying here that, oh, you're not that Itsuki-sama, that is completely wrong. No, he's just like that. It even the magnitude of his, like, whole situation, it increased. He's more like that. He has gone in such a different path that, like, what he was is even more now. He was always like this. He never had a good reason for his sense of justice was completely selfish from the beginning. The fact that, I don't know, like, Risha tries to say that, oh, you're not like that before, I completely disagree with that. He has always been like this. It's just that now, like, the situation is so bad that, he needs to, he's throwing a tantrum literally. So yeah, if Risha said something like this, if Risha said something like, yeah, you were like this from the beginning, but still, what you did ended up helping me out, so I'm thankful for that, and that's why I'm going to save you, I could understand that. But Risha saying that, oh, you were not like that before, is completely wrong. I disagree with that completely. Here we go. But you're not the same person you were anymore. No, he's literally the same person. And that is the problem here. That is the big problem here. He was like that before, and he's like that even more. And that's the big problem. Like I said, if Risha said something like, oh, like, your sense of justice must have been like this from the beginning, but still, it did end up helping me, so I'm thankful for you for that, and that's why I'm going to save you, I could understand that, but not this. I completely disagree with this. She says that Justice Island, and here's another thing, His sense of justice was so skewed from the beginning, but it ended up teaching Risha something positive, you know. In that way, I can also acknowledge that, you know, like these are the things that I can acknowledge. Number one, even if his justice was completely skewed from the beginning, it did ended up helping Risha. That's one thing I acknowledge. Another thing I acknowledge is that helping Risha out made Risha respect Itsuki, and Risha saw Itsuki in a positive light. The way Risha saw Itsuki was like, oh, he's such a good person. He's really like, you know, like an enforcer of justice. That's how Risha saw it. Obviously, Risha didn't know how, like, you know, self-centered he is, you know. So he looked at him and ended up taking the good parts, you know, of what he's doing. She ended up taking the good parts, and that is why Risha was able to become a person who is like the true version of justice, unlike Itsuki's skewered version of justice. That is another thing I can acknowledge, you know, like this type of thing. Like, just imagine a scenario like this, you know. I'm just bringing up an imaginary scenario. Let's say that there's someone that you respect extremely, you know, and there you get a chance to meet them, you know, and they tell you something, you know, like very nice, very, like, you know, like filled with morals, you know, something very good, and tells them that, oh, you should do something like this, you know. You get inspired by that and you try to become like that, you know. Now imagine the person who said all of these things to you, they literally don't believe that. They're just saying this to make a good impression on you, to act as if he's the better person, you know, just like a you know, like trying to make an appearance, you know. He doesn't believe that at all from the bottom of your heart, but he tells that to you because obviously, you know, like he has to maintain a good image. You ended up listening to all of that. You don't know about the hidden personality, but you took all the positive things from him and you became a better person than him, you know. That is the scenario here. What happened, that is what I think, at least, you know. Itsuki's version of justice was completely skewered. Risha saw that and took the positive parts of it, because that's what she believed that Itsuki was. She didn't know what actually Itsuki's inside Itsuki was, you know. His sense of justice was like comes from a place of sense entitlement. She didn't know that, so she ended up taking the positive parts and she became such a better person than Itsuki. That is also another thing I can acknowledge. These are the things I can acknowledge. These are the positive things that has happened because of this. But other than that, everything else is negative. Everything else that happened because of this guy has been negative. So there you go. She says like, my justice refuses to accept what you're doing. You know, yeah. Risha's version of justice was way better than Itsuki's version. You know, she ended up taking only the good parts of it. Like, Itsuki's version of justice had its good parts and mostly was like the bad parts, but Risha only looked at the good parts, brought it to herself, and kind of magnified it. So now you're left with Risha, who has taken all the good parts of Itsuki's justice and magnified it, and then there is Itsuki, who has maximum of his justice, a very in a self-entitled way, and small part of it being the good part. That is the situation here. Anyways, Itsuki starts attacking Risha, starts fighting. Risha just completely dodges, whacks all the thing, and you know, like you can see that she's very strong. Obviously, it was pretty obvious. Like, you know, even if Itsuki got the curse power, Risha's way better than him now. You know, she trained with that lady, that granny. I forgot her name. You know, so she's way better. So in the end, you can see he starts throwing a tantrum, and he's like, my justice is the correct version, and his, you know, like his curse part starts taking over. He starts sprouting wings and everything, you know. And yeah, then, you know, he kind of attacks Risha, binds her, uses that shadow bind or whatever, then uses that Iron Maiden thing, you know. But Risha cuts that out as well, and he's like, oh, why are you getting on my way? And you know, here we can see he goes completely crazy. His white wing starts turning into like a demonic wing or whatever, you know, and the curse has completely taken over, and he shoots arrows at Risha. Risha's sword is broken. Naofumi tries to give her a sword, but Risha's like, it's fine. If I take a sword from you, I won't be able to show my, you know, like resolve to him, and he'll not accept it. So he keeps screaming like a little brat, you know, my justice is correct, Malty is right. She's the only one who trusts me. Like all these things. And and here I need to see this part. I'm gonna save this world using this power. Okay, Risha says, and that's why I'll fight you with my own justice. It's Kisama. Okay, this part. He says, shut up and lose already, evil. His bow, I'm guessing like the good part, the part that was actually the bow, the actual bow. It comes and goes into Risha. This part I don't understand. What happened? Was that the slave crest? Did it break or something? I don't understand what happened over there. But one thing that happened here, you can see her sword turned into, like, I don't know, that thing. So they explain it. Okay, a bright pure key flew from within the evil key towards Risha-san. Okay. So wait, did Risha ended up taking his bow powers or something like that? Like the actual, like, like the weapon, the cardinal weapons still have some kind of hidden power. So now her weapon can shapeshift. So Itsuki's like, what happened? Okay, Risha says, even the bow of the hero does not accept your justice. What is hilarious here? This never happened with Ren or Motoyasu, even though they themselves went through a lot of crazy stuff. Like, Itsuki is so unhinged that his bow was literally like, you know what, I cannot be here, and ran away. Imagine that this never even happened to Ren or Motoyasu. They were also pretty unhinged, but Itsuki is like in a new level of unhinged that his bow ran away from him. That is unfortunate and hilarious at the same time. What the hell? And the bow was like, yeah, time to go. I cannot believe this guy is going this far. I'm just going to go and, like, inhabit Rishia's weapon. And that's what it did. The bow gave me this strength to stop you. So now you can see Risha's, like, weapon can, like, shape it like, it became a boomerang first, and then she grabs it and uses the sword to attack, and yeah, destroys the cursed weapon completely. Itsuki's still in delusion mode. Itsuki's like, I cannot believe this, my justice lost. And then we have a little backstory, and this backstory pissed me off even more. So his world was a world which is like My Hero Academia. I'm guessing everyone has like powers and quirks or whatever, and they go to like special schools, and each school has like grading systems like A, B, C, D, E. E is the worst of the worst, and like, that's how it goes. So Itsuki was this talented individual, who was better than everybody in the little well that he lived in, and everyone lavished him with praise. Everyone was like, you're the chosen one. And Itsuki's like, I'm the chosen one. And then he went out into the real world, outside the well, and he got listed in E. And he's like, wait a minute, wasn't I the chosen one? What's happening here? Why am I at the bottom? And not only that, he started like shutting himself in. He sees his mom crying, and I'm like, bro, I thought that you had a sad backstory or something. Maybe you were bullied, maybe you had your expectations from your parents or something of this, and that is why you became this twisted. That is what I thought. Literally nothing. He was an entitled little kid from the beginning, and since his expectations were completely broken, he became even more entitled and started going in full delusion mode. That's literally his story. He kind of reminds me of Bakugo from My Hero Academia. Like, his story is literally the same. Everyone lavished him with praises. He let it go so much to his head that after he goes out into the real world and realizes that he's not really at the top, he starts throwing tantrums. And for Bakugo, at least he tried to make that into a positive thing. He tried to get better. This brat, he literally did the opposite. Bakugo's better than him. Way better than him. Even though their situations, their origin story is kind of the same, Bakugo tried to make it at least a little bit better, tried to improve himself because of that. He did nothing. He threw even more tantrums and became a little brat. And that's his story. what a great backstory. It made me hate him even more. Anyways, so and then he's like, oh, Malty will accept me. Goes to the hideout. Malty has taken his money and just left the debt, whatever. Just a second. Left the debt papers. That's funny. Oh god. And yeah, and he's gone in full, like completely, like, he's just completely crushed. And then later on, like, they take him to the village, like Risha's taking care of him. And he's like still in complete daze. His bow has gone away from him. Malty has left him. And now he's just a broken person. And we see him coming outside, and like Risha taking care of him. And Nafum is like, at least we have everyone with us now. Now let's wait for the Phoenix. And that's where it ended. So yeah, a great episode. Such an amazing episode that it made me even dislike Itsuki even more. So yeah, there you go. So that is it. That is my reaction to this episode number 11 of The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week with another episode and the final episode of The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 3. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.